सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं हरि ओम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं Namaskar and Suprabhatam to everyone. Today's Manan session, we will look at two things. One is Anjali ji has shared a question, and Rahul ji has shared the attention to the set of shlokas of the Gita that are essential for all of us. So we'll first look at Anjali ji's question and then look at the shlokas selected by Rahul ji. Is that okay? Yes, please. Yes, Anjali ji. Yes,
My
ma'am.
question, my question was this: how do we respond to injustice without being unjust ourselves? And
Uh, yeah.
when is
Huh?
force justified, and where do we draw the line?
Okay, these are two questions. The first question is how do we respond to justice without becoming unjust ourselves?
Yes.
Um, Normally, when we respond to justice, generally we are not deliverers of justice only. The deliverer is the divine. We can either be a recipient of justice or we may feel we are recipient of injustice. In the world, we say injustice, but in the divine's world, there is always, we can say karma phala. We either get a ishta or anishta or mishram. The karmic consequences, they are either good, bad, or mixed. But why do you think we become unjust when we respond, Anjali ji? Or what scenario do you see as you become unjust? Means
Where
the question I just
no,
wanted to understand a little better.
no, uh, it could be unjust from the other's point of view, but you sometimes feel no, it could be injustice to them. Like you say, what is one man's meat is another man's poison. So when you
Ah,
sometimes respond to injustice, it could be unjust to them. But
okay, as a matter of perspective, isn't it?
perspective, as well as sometimes you know probably that's not the right thing to do, but yet you are forced to
You
do because of the
you
situation.
do something?
I said sometimes it's not the right thing to do, but you know somewhere deep down that it's probably not what you should be doing. But at the same time, that's the only remedy or that's the solution to something. So then, what
Okay,
do you do?
okay, yes. Ji. But if the one thing is, if we talk out like since it's more like about the perspective or feelings of another person, no? Uh,
Yes,
Feelings
you can't
are
be
all.
inconsiderate.
Yes,
You
yes,
can't be inconsiderate, or you can't be too inconsiderate or hurt the other
uh,
person's feelings. But sometimes you're forced.
yeah, we should.
You know,
Yeah,
you have
Gita
to
talks us to
choosing
never
process.
be. Yes, Gita tells us never to be inconsiderate. We have to have this samatha towards self, samatha towards others, not just living beings, even objects. Also, we have to see that samatha. When we are doing the duty, and sometimes, say, for example, a mother has to talk sharply with sharp words to the child. Is that a scenario where you feel now I have
Yes,
to, as a teacher, I have to tell, but my
mother.
child is going to, I should not feel bad. Now, the thing is, there, for example, speaking also, Gita talks about what we keep the balance, keep the, what we can say, balance while speaking, words that have to be spoken. If you look at Krishna from a perspective of, say, modern individuals or modern youngsters who have never seen anybody shout too much, they will say Krishna was the most rudest individual in the second adhyaya. Arjuna is venting and Arjuna is speaking, and Krishna uses these words Klaibyam masma gamaha partha. Naitattvaya upapadyate kshudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktva parantapa. Krishna is telling very harshly, don't be important in action, stand up, Arjuna. This is not worthy of you. But was Krishna harsh? It was not. If we should, when we are, one thing is when we can say if we are in a position where we are doing an action, we don't have to worry about anything else except doing that action right. Maybe after the child is hurt, say your own child, you have spoken something. If you have spoken it with Rajas, it is pointless. If it is sattva, it might be all right, but Krishna says go beyond sattva also. If there are points where sattva alone does not work. One nice phrase in Hindi we have heard, लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते. और लोहा लोहे को काटता है. So sometimes you have to use words which are required, but you do not have to add the harshness. Do not take on the position of the karta, of the deliverer of justice, because the moment we attach that I am delivering justice, you say Krishna has given me opportunity, or Krishna has given me challenge. Hey, what is this? Krishna has given this challenge. I have to speak to my most dearest person in such a way. Let me speak exactly in light of what Krishna has said. Let my words not deviate from what is the truth. As long as you are grounded in the truth, we don't have to worry about injustice. Nobody will experience injustice when you are on the right of truth. Only a person who is on the side of asat will feel bad about it. But ultimately, you are doing your duty, isn't it? Fortunately, we are not politicians trying to canvass and get votes of everybody and then do other nefarious plans. We are just seekers of Krishna. So if Krishna gives us opportunity, we have to speak our words and speak our words with full sincerity without worrying of the consequences. If the person is recipient, it's like if your duty, then you speak. Otherwise, it's pointless speaking. We can't go and speak to somebody on the just road whom we don't know also and start advising, "Ki, do this, do that."
But if you
Yes,
look at
sir.
what's happening in today's world,
Yeah.
everybody finds justice in the killing and the atrocities that's happening, and
Yes.
they all feel justified. It's either they're it's an eye for an eye or a tooth for a tooth situation where they're taking out their revenge on something or some injustice that has probably been done to them, and each one feels he's justified.
Huh,
So, but
there, but then it is a momentary feeling, isn't it? Momentary feeling. No? Just sometimes after that, it is not something which is a realization, isn't it? Say somebody, I beat somebody up because he beat me. I feel very good at the time I beat that person up. So I showed him what I am made of. He will now be in line. How many people have become gone into correct path by just getting a punch? If that was the case, Krishna would not start the Gita. He would have started a boxing center. No, it is at that moment it looks like this is right, but ultimately it is it goes on. So as far as an individual, like let us say from our perspective, we have to stand by the truth. If somebody is attacking, I can't just send a beautiful Gita shloka to that person. Ki, "Arey wah." I have to stand up. A very interesting experience I had in a conference where I had gone and. There was not a single nyaya of how as an invited speaker should be treated. I did not get my tag. They made us pay very large amount, sent us to a venue which is like so far away. We had to go 20 minutes trekking for getting just breakfast, lunch, dinner, so much that we decided it's enough. Our work is over, we'll leave. But what I did was I did not sit quietly. I raised my voice without shouting and very politely I tried to tell them this, what is this? This is not a way, this is not the work. This is not right also in any eye. This, you cannot treat this way. What was the response for that? Everybody, you are calm, you are not calm, you are arrogant, you are this, you are that. Everything, it was always being ganged up because that was the kshetra. The kshetra was powered by all the people in that kshetra. But did that collective group which tried to suppress succeed? I did not stop. I stood by my. Everybody tried to explain this is would be the reason, that could be the reason. I was called childish. I was called you're not calm enough. You are having anxiety. All those matters were going. I was calmly speaking what I had to. It was a duty. I said I have done my duty. Do what you wish to. After that, we have to stand up and raise our voice against, if when understand that we are never deliverers of justice. Justice is the divine only. It is the karta. He is the one who delivers the justice. Ours is just upholding duty. So Anjali, if we think we are upholding the duty, we are a little bit free. We are free of consequences. We do our duty the best way we can. Maybe I did not do my duty right. You can introspect. It's all right. But when you are upholding duty and you have the clarity, you will not have guilt. You will not have, because when 10 people told me something that I am like this, I am like this, I really thought, No, one or two people say maybe that I can explore it. But when 10 people are telling me this, and I know I have not, with any vengeance or any other personal motivation, I have spoken this, then it was 100% certainty, right? I've not done anything wrong. It's God's wish, let it happen. I will not deviate from my path. This aspect of upholding duty is important, but delivering of justice is not at all in man's hands. Then, so there was a second part to your question, isn't it, Anjali? This was the first part.
When is force justified and where do we draw the line?
Line has already been driven. If Kurukshetra's line has been driven, you have to either choose, you have to choose dharma or adharma. Whenever, once it's like till the line is driven, we don't have to worry at all. We try to do like what Krishna is doing, prevent the line from being drawn. All efforts, 100 efforts, 1,000 efforts, there's no problem. Keep trying, keep trying. No, it should not be. I don't want family members to fight. They should not. I want everybody to be happy. Krishna is also going, hey, just give 5 villages, nothing more. It's all fine. Everything will be good. So all mediation efforts are all justified. But when the line is drawn and you sit on the wall, you sit like a cat on the wall, then you are yourself in adharma. Without being, you can be the most polite person and still be adharmi there. Because by virtue of association, who are you choosing? If you have chosen the side of the Kauravas, but you say, I did not fire a single arrow, but I passed on the intel. That's equal, no? Or I did not do anything, I did not lift. I had weapons, but I just thought I would eat popcorn and watch this fight going on. It's still again but till the line is drawn, we have to try to ensure that no fights take place. But once the line is drawn, again, we have to uphold our duty there. What is the duty? And most of the time, you understand, like Mahabharata teaches as well. When you are doing the right thing, you are going to be overpowered. You will have 101 Kauravas and you will have only 5 Pandavas. It is just how Rajasic Bala looks very powerful. But then when the Krishna enters into the scene, no, then the tide changes. So I think line drawing and how much force is justified, only proportionate force which you feel is your Krishna Dharma. What does Krishna want from me? Any scenario we can think of, Anjali ji? Then we may go probably to the shlokas.
No, I think I got my answer.
You got the answer, Ji. All right, Ji. Yes, Ji. So there is no proportionate or disproportionate force because you are no more deciding the proportionate force. You're just doing your duty. And because we are human, we have mana, we have buddhi, we have ahankar, we have our indriyas. These create a full khichdi for us inside of us so that we don't really understand how much is the right force from Krishna, how much I have to react. So for understanding that, we have to probably look at the shlokas Rahulji has told, what we call Sthita Prajna. How a Sthita Prajna only can decide ki should I now just give a small pinch or should I just push or should I even move away because Krishna has once run away from the battle also. But that was not a tamasic recoil. Many times people, Shervind uses this beautiful word, tamasic recoil. On the spiritual path also people feel I have to, oh, this is no, I'm a spiritual person. These are not some things I want to do. In just one example, I'll say that we go to the shlokas. It's during the when I was in a previous apartment system. There was one single mother and 2 children. They were being unjustly targeted by one more member of the apartment system for some reason or the other, completely passing snide remarks, troubling, and actually to the point that that individual was feeling harassed. So, is this a right situation? It is not. So what did I do? I did the work of going and asking what is going on. This is not right. We do not let us form an association. Nobody wanted that. Then I said, let us at least ensure this does not happen. I got surrounded in the parking space by all the elders saying, don't you have a job in life? Why are you always creating trouble? One person even accused me of being a terrorist. And God knows what. It went on. But if you see, if you closer, turn a blind eye to somebody's injustice also, it will be a consequence to you. I cannot, if something is wrong, it is wrong. Where is Sat? And there is Asat. Krishna has clearly told, if this Asat is happening, I have to go and maybe I don't have to become like what we call those kamikaze bomber and have engage in self-immolation and destroy myself, but at least I have to do the right aspect of raising my voice and ensure this does not happen or something which is at least take an attempt, no? Try at least. Because tomorrow injustice will come to you if you do not stand up to it. Like the beautiful Sanskrit verse, it is dharma rakshati rakshitaha. So you uphold dharma. Now, upholding dharma is the biggest question. Till 18th Adhyay, Krishna has to teach Arjuna what is dharma, what is adharma. Because in Raja state, we get confused. What is dharma, what is adharma? In Tamas state, we feel dharma is recoiling only, nothing else, everything Krishna has to do. And in a sattvic state, we feel dharma means sweet, soft words or going, sitting, doing dhyana, eating healthy food. That is only dharma. Everything else is adharma. But Krishna then tells Sarva Dharman Parityaje Mamekam Sharanam Braja. He tells that in the 18th Adhyay that surrender to me. Absolute means find your Krishna Dharma of the moment. And when you are searching for Krishna Dharma, do not worry about what name and what fame. So many bhajans are there. No? How for Krishna I have become Badnam. It is all right. For Krishna, out of love for Krishna, we can take up any name. But we have to be very calm and ensure that it is not. And again, I think the shlokas which Rahulji told is something we should be looking at. That would be very ideal because if we are keeping the balance, we are keeping the poise, we are keeping the samatha, or when we are sthita prajna, we can become good instruments of the divine. The right arrow will be chosen by the divine. The astra also will be chosen by the divine. Whether you have to throw an arrow or whether you have to throw a flower also will be decided by the divine. You will not be the decider, you will just be the nimitta. Clarity will come to us. When the clarity comes to us, we can see what is there. When the clarity is not there, everything falls apart. And when clarity comes, you don't have to worry. Justice will be served. Krishna does not fail. This is an experience of so many of the followers. Maybe sometimes we feel he's late. Sometimes we feel he's not so right, but he's not partial. He's never partial. And he's always right. Is something which is a hindsight which comes later in with experience. Till then we don't realize. But we have to do our duty. If on a chessboard I'm the pawn, I'll do that duty of the pawn. Otherwise, I am the king or the queen. Fine. I am the bishop. Whichever role is there, let the divine ensure what is going to be the outcome is not ours. Outcome is the divine's. But we have to understand, I have to just try to what we can say have connection. Listen to Krishna. Krishna will tell. He'll tell through words, he'll tell through moments, he'll tell through symbols. Sometimes he'll even tell through thoughts. Only the thought should be the divine's origin, not uh, tamas, rajas, or even sattva. Sattva has its limitations, as Krishna says. So I think with this we are ready. Sir, you had told, Rahulji had told certain shlokas which are essential for all of us. That was from the 55th shloka, isn't it, sir?
55 to 72.
55 to 72. Yes, sir. This is why this is so special is you see, Arjuna is a very practical individual. He's a perfect example of all of us. We want life में क्या आएगा? How do we bring into practice? When Krishna talked about samadhi, he was already in sort of a depression. Arjuna was quite depressed himself, but suddenly his ears, samadhi? What is this samadhi? I thought samadhi is not doing anything. So he said, how does a person in samadhi sit and walk and talk? And how is this state? What is this state? He asks in the 54th shloka. What are the lakshanas? What is the lakshana of a person who is sthita prajna? Somebody who has reached this state of samadhi. So let us see Krishna's response. 55th shloka onwards, Krishna has said, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogataan Atmanyevat tushtaha sthita prajnastadochyate. Oh Arjuna, when a person gives up all the desires that the mind conjures and aspires, and is steady and immersed only in the self, such a person dwells in the state of awakened self. So the first point here is all desires have to be given up. Mind, because mind is known, no? They say, Dil hai chota sa choti si asha. It starts off. One small desire comes from here. इतना सा तो इच्छा था हे भगवान इतना नहीं कम कर सकते हो क्या इट्स ऑलवेज फनी इन कृष्णा's path no Krishna tests us if you have desires so many times I have experienced everything is okay only this one thing should not happen is what you feel give me at least this one security Krishna takes that security also away because that is the attachment. I referred to about a conference. The conference I had just told, see, I am going, I was all not worried about because talking has been done so many times. I just want to ensure that since I am with somebody, I want them to also see how I talk. It should go properly. The 45-minute conference in the last minute, they say finish in 8 minutes what you have to speak. I was, what is this? How can it happen? But then one thing I had expectation from Krishna, Krishna says, Ma phaleshu kadachana. That one single expectation also I will take out. He's a great surgeon also. He will find out the hidden desire which we also don't know it's there. And he will take it out. He does that operation. And the thing is, he sometimes does not give anesthesia only when he does the operation. We have to trust the Vaidya. औषधि जानवीतोऽयं वैद्यो नारायणो हरि he is operating on us feeling the pain also understand कि चलो ठीक है सर जी ने बोल दिया आज एनेस्थीसिया नहीं है पर चल रहा है निदान तो हो गया अब निवारण भी हो रहा है उपचार तो चल करते रहते हैं so the resolution is taking place but for that giving up all the desires the question of giving up desires is very interesting. How can I, as an individual, I am a human, I have desires. I have indriyas, indriyas create desires and attachments keep coming to me. Mana is also, man is the greatest it's the greatest manufacturer of desires. How can, the question is, how do we, you know, take our mind away from it? And we have to live a human normal life also, no? We have to try to become as divine as possible. We have time, less time in this birth. We have to try to become divine. But how do we come out of this loop of desires? If the mind is the manufacturer, one professor had once said a subtle message to me, and he said, "You have to do like this." I had replied, "Are you going to do lobotomy and take out a portion of my brain so I don't lose the ability to think?" That was the question I had asked. But is this what Krishna is asking from us then? That we should not have. How should we stop? Should we, like in the one in the session which was not recorded, one many times people become followers of cults without their own mind, without common sense. Is Krishna asking us to become that when we have to give up all the desires that are conjured by the mind? Anybody? Where should our Kendra be? Where do we hold? It's like we need some indhan, no? Some fuel to move ahead. If desire is not the fuel, what can be our fuel to move ahead? Anyone? Anybody? Can we guess something, some fuel which will help us move ahead? If not, desire.
Your desire or love for the divine.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. And for divine, and that is the beautiful word, love. Love allows us to give everything up, isn't it? And still feel happy on the inside, no? There's a song, isn't it? लुट गई मैं हो गई मैं तेरी दीवानी. Become a lover of the divine. And then it's all right, ले लो. How much, what more do you want to give? So yes, that is the thing. Offering all to the divine, your desires can be what we call sublimated. Because desires, when suppressed, create reactions inside. Only when desires are sublimated can you raise your consciousness. And beautifully here it is said, and you can be steady, you can be sthita prajna. With desires, you cannot be sthita prajna. And you can be in the state of awakening. If you have desire, no matter what, it could be a desire for self. It could be sometimes shishyas have desire for the sake of their attachment to gurus. And they start visualizing it is guru's desire. It's not guru's desire. Guru is beyond the desires. It is attachments which are getting what we call projected. Instead, if you are in a clarity of thought, you've surrendered everything to the divine, you will, what is the Guru Vachan also you will understand, what is the Guru Agnya also you will understand clearly without any interference. So, number one state in Sita Prajna is to give up desire. That is one point Krishna has told. And then only you can be steady. Let us look at next. This is another beautiful shloka, 56th one. दुःखेष्वनुद्विग्नमनः सुखेषु विगतस्पृहः वीतराग भयक्रोधः स्थितधीर्मुनिरुच्यते. Not just a sthita pragna, this person is the muni. What are the lakshanas? Arjuna had asked. He said, Arjuna, see, look at these lakshanas. You will find when one suffers not in times of distress, bad times will come to whom? To all humans. This is the Kala Chakra. This is the game of the Vishwa. Bad times shall come to all. Sri Aurobindo went to jail. How would I have ever thought? Sri Aurobindo got solitary confinement. That too for what? For aspiring for the freedom. And under solitary confinement, under what section of a bomb blast case, which he did not even take part in. He was not in that anywhere involved. And he was going to be hanged. Look at this situation. This is what we call a distressful situation. This is a disturbing situation. Disturbing situations can cause us disturbance. It is true. Krishna is not saying don't get anytime disturbed at all. It's like you try to reach that state, but because we have human natures, disturbances will come. We may get disturbed. But the additional element of suffering is not something which a sadhak does. A sadhak does not suffer. The sadhak may experience pain but will not suffer, will not wallow in self pity, will wallow in doubt, will all these thoughts, what we call guilt and fears and anxieties. No true sadhak can have anxieties because anxieties come from attachments. A sadhak has learned to keep all attachments away. Whatever is good is also not required, whatever bad is also not required in attachments. Attachments spoil everything. So the sadhak is free. So there's no suffering. When one suffers not in times of distress. And in happiness, exuberance one doesn't express. Meaning in happy moments also you don't see that sadhak jumping in. Oh, what a beautiful thing. Finally my life's achievement has come. What a great moment. Finally it has come. All these kinds of, mostly they're rajasic, these reactions. So in happy moments also the person is able to quietly enjoy the moment. It's like a child. This common example is often shared in the Gita where a beautiful, tasty cake is kept in front of a child. It is the exact flavor that the child wants. So the child is so happy and goes and gobbles it up quickly within a minute and then wonders, kahan gaya cake? It's gone inside. I didn't get the chance of. I ate it. Now my stomach is also full, but I feel I have not tasted it enough or tasted it properly. Instead, if the child could relish the taste and eat with a calmness in a containing self, each and every morsel taken or each and every bite, experiencing the flavor and enjoying it, it would be a different experience. So when happy moments come to us, they are the prasad of Krishna. They have come to us, but let us also eat the prasad properly, experience it properly, isn't it? And when you have humility and you have calmness, you can experience it. And how much is enough for a prasad? Anybody? How much prasad is sufficient? Rahulji is saying this much. Okay. If your guru comes and gives you one small, what we call like this sugar candy, no, small piece of very small. In Marathi they call khadi sakhar. I don't know what they call it in English. Candied sugar pieces, small one. Will that not be sufficient, or will we ask for more? Rahulji, that one is also, isn't it? Tukaram has also told something. It's like they ant, no? Give me a लहानपण देगा देवा मुंगी साखरेचा रवा. So make me small like an ant. So one grain of sugar is enough for me to experience the trupti. That is sufficient. Well, yes, whatever comes, you understand it is from the divine. And so if you're not excited, you're not expressing exuberance. You are not also suffering in times of distress. And next is the most beautiful aspect. When you see someone free from anger and fear, it is clearly understood that a sage is near. This is the Muni. The Muni is one who is free from anger, who is free from fear. Fearlessly towards all situations, the Muni is not going to get disturbed by anything, he is going to tackle every situation. Where is the fear going to come? Who has fear? Somebody who still has something to lose, no? But now, when we have already said we are in love of the divine, nothing, Ludge, I am now, nothing is remaining. Who can steal? What can you steal from me? What badnami can be given to me? हम तो हो गए बदनाम हरि नाम से कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. We don't have any worry. Who is going to come? Who is going to disturb me or who is going to trouble me further? Put the biggest section in the crime you have against me. I will take it up. But it will be for Krishna and if Krishna wants it. If Krishna does not want it, I'll stand up and fight my case continuously also till the last breath. 80 years, 90 years also I'm willing to fight. No problem. But for Krishna, when you are in that state, you're not going to experience this. And the question of anger, this is also interesting, not feeling anger. Has anybody seen that famous painting of Krishna holding a chakra in his hand in the Yuddha towards Bhishma, directed towards Bhishma? Beautiful painting is there. Doesn't he look angry? What is the meaning of free from anger? And did Krishna cease to be Muni then? Raudra Roop, can we say, oh, what a sweet Roop, Saumya, so sweet. Yeah, Roop looks angry only, no? Krishna, Ugra Roop, they go into Ugra Roop, no? Who will say that? Is that angry or is it not angry?
Not angry.
Okay, Anjali says not
He's
angry. Yes.
he's he can demonstrate anger, but inside his space is so
That is
is
so
the same.
beautiful. Isn't it? So on the inside, because you're again maintaining the balance. It's like a father or mother trying to scold a 3-year-old child, trying to create a sanskar that the child should not go and hit the head on the wall or some sharp object. You just make up a language. No? Sometimes a child as young as 2 does not understand commands or words sometimes. So they make up some weird sounds. Both husband and wife look at each other and start laughing afterwards. What kind of sound was created by you? But the child understands, no? Because oh, looks this is not good. So you have used words with force, but you are yourself not feeling that anger. So that in the heart, anger should not be there. It is not about only on the outside. Sometimes you have to rise up in moments where you have to defend. You don't expect everybody to, oh, no, no, please. Arjuna getting into the battlefield after Bhagavad Gita. He's not going to say, hey, I'm now going to kill you, please. थोड़ा सा left move करो, let me shoot. Nothing is going to work out, no? There he has to use his skill. Adrenaline is going to be pumping inside of him. His physical organs are not ceasing to function. If an arrow just misses him, will he know? Will he be like a stone? No, he is going to try to move. He is going to have different experiences. But the anger on the inside should not be there because the anger comes in the Vishwarupa only. Krishna says, where there is dvesha, where there is hatred, where there is this strong emotions, there divine is not there. So if we want Krishna to remain with us, especially in difficult moments, let's not forget him. We will not be angry, but we'll do our duties. It's not about the outer one, it is inside. So if you can see somebody who is free of anger, when people trigger you and you are getting triggered, you're triggered by the forces. And Rahulji is saying something. Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of the word Vitarag? Rag we understand, but what is Vitarag?
The raga is, if you see, it is a moving raga, no? Means responding to, like you see, the forces are originating, no, from an individual. Say, जैसे कि अब somebody comes and says something, reactionary anger, no?
Hmm.
An anger which is as a like चाबी क्यों मारी अब तूने चाबी क्यों ली is the simple question. Somebody spoke something and you reacted. So reactionary anger is what we have to be free from. You
Okay.
are going to have the remote, not some forces.
Hmm.
Some Asuri force cannot define your life's moments.
Hmm.
Shruti, may I ask
Yes, you.
something?
Yes, please,
Uh,
Rakiji.
rag is attachment, right?
Anger, ji. Anger.
Rag.
Yes, yes, anger.
Okay. Rag and dvesh. So rag is attachment and dvesh is
Means if you see in English, Nachi, as
aversion.
one Sanskrit word can have so
Okay.
many meanings when we look at the
Okay.
context. Yes, ji.
Okay. Okay. And may I ask, in the first shloka we said that to not have desires, right?
Yes, yes.
So, but to not have desires is also a desire,
But to not have a
isn't it?
desires conjured by the mind, ji. The only desire we can have is Krishna's desire. Because if you see,
Krishna's.
you'll hold a
Okay.
desire and see, no, Rakiji. This is not like a
Mm-hmm.
implicit instruction. One
Yeah.
desire comes into us. What happens? It's like the head of a hydra, no?
Mm.
It
Correct.
comes again, keeps coming, keeps coming. So
Yes. Yes.
you are trying to reach, means see, you have to try to reach it.
So
You
it is
know,
like
it's,
having a higher desire,
and
not
that is
not
one, and
getting
that is one.
entangled with
Yeah, not
trivial
getting
desires.
entangled. Personal
Yeah.
desires, no personal
Yeah.
desires.
Yeah. Yeah.
An impersonal
Okay.
one is very beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
And a great motivation. Say, not just if somebody says,
Mm.
no, cannot have an
Mm.
impersonal desire for Krishna. For some reason, I feel he
Mm.
is only
Mm.
against me.
Mm.
These are all personal thoughts of individuals, different types of thought. But impersonal desire of betterment of the world. Can this not be a motivation for a teacher? Even if the teacher is saying, I am a Nastika, but
Yes,
let
it's a
me do
big
my karma
motivator.
in a very proper manner, no?
Yeah. Okay.
So,
And in
yes,
the second shloka, as you took that example, ki, if you are given a very small sugar piece
yes,
instead of a bowl of, say,
yes,
prasad, so
yes,
then it is like, desires are also like,
yes,
when you get a
yes,
small sugar candy, your
yes.
brain instantly sends a signal that it wants more. So ye dil mange more,
Ha, ha,
and
ha, ha.
it is
That is why
addictive, right? So
Trupti,
so
Trupti.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
ji.
So similarly, desires,
Yes,
kabhi
yes,
it is the same way.
yes, ji.
One desire leads to another, and
Yes,
that is
yes,
why
ji.
no desires, right? That
Absolutely.
is
Yes,
what we
yes.
want to say.
Yes, ji.
Okay.
Yes, ji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ji. That was a beautiful connection Rakhi gave for the first part of this adhyaya also, isn't it? Like one sugar candy also is still desire only. So again, desire is coming, disturbing from Sthita Pragnata. The state is gone. So let us again go back to desirelessness. This is the beauty of the shloka of the Gita. The 18th adhyaya will connect us to the second adhyaya will take us to the 14th adhyaya, 14th here. It just goes on. It's like a beautiful, we can say, web of Krishna only. Let's see. That's why people are reading after 5,000 years also still same words again and again, trying to see more light. Very interesting. If Krishna comes here, what kind of pravachan Krishna will give? It will also be very interesting. He himself will say, I'll have to again connect with a different consciousness to tell what is required for the world. Let us see. Krishna says, 57th shloka, Yah, yah sarvatran nabhisnehas tat prapya shubham tatta prapya shubham nabhinandati nadveshti tasya prajna pratishtita. Such a person who is thus detached, and to neither virtue nor sin is he attached, when all moments a poise is maintained, the awakened mind is said, he is said to have attained. But there is something very similar we see here again. Who is detached? Such a person who is detached, neither attached to virtue, no, not papa, what is shubha, what is ashubha. In all moments, if you keep that, you will not have a personal desire also, you will not have personal rejections also, everything is already dissolved. What we call dissolution of sanskaras takes place. That is why Krishna or all the sadhus or all the gurus talk to us about transcending desires. Because desires create sanskaras, sanskaras create bandhanas, bandhanas again, constrict our flow. Bandhanas become a source of what we can say limitation in our sadhana also. So we have to take it out from the root only. It's like a weed. If you just trim the weed from the top, what is going to happen? The root of the weed is going to go deeper. Then it's even difficult to remove. A gardener can experience this beautifully. De-weeding has to be done. Do the de-weeding from the root. If you do not do that, then the roots become stronger and stronger. It becomes sometimes very difficult. Then you have to, dig the entire soil and take it out. It is something like that in an individual also. So you have to be detached. Yogis do not worry about creating new sanskaras unless Krishna asks them to intervene and create something, they will not intervene at all. Dialogues will be spoken exactly when it is required, how much is required. The yogi might be very beautiful and but it will be according to the Krishna uses the swabhava of every individual. So every yogi's swabhava will be used, but it will be used by Krishna, not by some other force. Durvasa is not a cranky old sage who is shouting in anger. It was his swabhava which the divine would use, and he would allow himself to be used for furthering the divine word. If anybody sees Durvasa right now, he would be banned by the younger generation for the way of speaking. Cancelled. All of Durvasa's talks will be cancelled because Durvasa's language is not according to. But Durvasa is not worried about any of that, isn't it? People would it was like everybody was different, isn't it? Narada had a different way of functioning. Kapila was different. Every single individual has a swabhava. We have to use a swabhava for the divine, and yet we must understand where it is, and for understanding how much of it is required, we have to be detached. Not worried about is this papa or is this punya. This fear of papa and punya also is something we must have seen a lot of people overcome with, no? Or do we also worry at times? Am I doing sin? Does this thought come to us? Anybody? It will become a barrier in my moksha. This action will prevent me from getting moksha. Have we felt that? Or are we using that as a caution for us? I want moksha, so I should not do this. Yes, sir.
I feel initially it's used as a caution
It's used as a
and it's good
caution
as the initial part. But
in the
later
initial
on,
stage.
when your eye is dissolving, जब आप हो ही
Yeah.
नहीं, तो फिर ये
Yes.
सब का भी एक धारणा बना के माइंड में क्यों ये सब
Yes.
रखना?
Yes. 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 Absolutely. It is like a child initially being taught what is good and what is not. That time, this is good, this is bad. But you can't keep telling a person at the 80 or at age of 50 and 60 also, this is good, this is bad. It's the child has to understand and move in, isn't it? Krishna also has told surrender to the divine. When you are surrendering completely, you are not going to be worried about any of this. He says, Sam tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami mashucha. What are you worried about? I will liberate you. What papa? Na punyam na papam. Na saukhyam na dukkham. It is the same thing. If you look at all our Santavani, anywhere, any place, you will see the same beautiful truth given in a beautifully different outer garb. But the core kernel is the same wisdom as we see here also. When samatha is there you are in a state of yoga, you are reaching the sthita prajna. You can reach that awakened mind also. The prajna pratishtita, the awakened mind is something it's like a jagrati, a level of consciousness rising inside of you. When your prajna awakens, there are things which are beyond the mind that become more clear and practicable for you. You're able to understand that.
So,
Let's,
Just one
Shruti,
yes, sir.
question,
Okay, sir.
which is when you say sarvatra nabhisneha, is
Hmm.
attachment a separate word and then shubha shubham is a separate thing and then nabhi
Yes, yes.
nandati nadveshti is a separate thing? These are
Yes, you're
separate
not
things he's
getting your
talking.
yes, yes, sir. Basically, the entire crux of this is the becoming detached. You are not getting over attached emotionally, we're not even out of love also. Love is also polluted by attachment. The most
Hmm.
sincere and pure love gets polluted by attachment. Do we not agree to this?
Hmm. Hmm.
I love my friend. I love my spouse. I love my child. But in this love, attachment brings the terms and conditions, isn't it?
Hmm.
If this happens, if that, so that's again, we understand that's a pollution. I love, so I will not hold. I will let go. That is the real meaning of love. No? Same with our attachments also. When enjoying also, in enjoyments also, we get sometimes involved and engrossed. Yes, Rakiji was asking something. Yes, please. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. We say that, desires have to be taken care of from the roots, as
Huh.
in they have to be pulled out from the roots. But
Yes.
what exactly does it mean, and how do we understand what is the root cause of that desire?
Ah, yeah.
It is easy to
Yes.
say that,
Correct. Yes. To pull it
we
out
have to
from the
take it.
root.
Yeah, yeah. But how do we get to the root? How
Yeah.
do we
Yeah.
understand?
I think if we just, Rakiji, this is a very nice question Rakiji has asked. Rakiji, if we outsource the task of removing from the root desire, how can we function? If we outsource it to Krishna, do you think it's possible that it will happen eventually?
No.
Huh? Means
Yeah.
say here, because he has given us some lakshanas. No, in this adhyaya, this chapter is very sweet. Krishna says, I mean, Arjuna
Yeah.
asks, give me the lakshanas. So
Hmm.
I have no desire. It's everybody says that actually. Whoever on the spiritual path, I have no desires. I have no desire for name and fame. One person told me, and then that person went on to say, I know why I was the right person to be honored. I only deserve to be there. I this, that, this, that. Then the one who has no eye has now got a
Okay,
huge
so
eye. Yes,
okay,
see.
so it is like if I have a desire,
Yeah.
definitely I have an attachment
Yes,
towards
yes.
something, and that is giving rise to that
So
desire,
that
or
desire,
I fear.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yes, and that part alone you have to see. It's difficult to let go when you have desire,
yeah.
no?
Hmm,
But
hmm,
it's
hmm.
like, but you have to
Yes.
let go. Like a beautiful example was, I think, Preeti Shuklaji in another batch. She had shared about her life experience. She had shared how she used to tell Krishna her most coveted things, any decisions or any important things that to be taken. She would say, Krishna, I would like it if this happens. But she would add a rider. But if it doesn't happen, also I agree. So the most important part for her life was her marriage. So she found a partner and she wanted to go ahead. But her prayer, she was very scared to give the prayer because if Krishna takes the other one, which is not her desire. So she was hesitating to go and say that. But then somehow she summoned all the courage she could and with sincerely offered that I like this person and I would really like if things go ahead. But but if it doesn't also your wish, I accept your wish. That was a difficult moment, but that was the moment she transcended her, at least what we can say, limitation of desire to at least that moment. Future, we cannot 100% say because we are in the. Yes, please. Raoji is saying something. Yes, sir.
I'm saying we have seen so many times in our own life, we have desired something, then we go
Uh,
deep into it. Then we
uh,
want to come out of it. This
yes,
like
yes,
so much energy and time keeps
yes, sir.
going
Yes,
in
sir.
getting into things, coming out of things. Now, that is why somewhere I'll share what works for me.
Yes.
I share मेरे को नहीं पता है ठीक क्या है
Uh,
मेरे लिए,
huh.
you know, because I see something only in a short term view. Krishna knows
Yes,
long term पूरा क्या है. उसके
yes,
पीछे की tax जो tail आती है पूरी desire के साथ. There's a big tail
yes,
and a tax one
yes,
has to pay with every desire.
yes,
That I'm not
yes,
able to see every time. So I
yes.
say, what I say is, मेरे अंदर ये इच्छा आई है. If you think is right, do it, or give me
Yeah.
something better than this.
Something. Okay. Right. Ji.
Perfect.
Yes, so beautifully said, Bahulji. And there's a beautiful aspect for us. Desires, all desires are desires. We don't call it small desire, big desire, medium desire. Desire is desire. Best example is who, and the question is who puts the desire in your head? It's like there is this carrot is being put in front of a donkey to make the donkey move forward. We have to understand, hey, come on, Krishna, I'm not a donkey now. थोड़ा तो you have said bhaktas, you exalt, consider your bhaktas exalted, so don't make me move. Funny, it's like almost a decade, it still goes on. Every time I get a desire to eat a particular food, normally my thought comes is generally for either a bhel puri or something like that. And correctly, it would come on the day when that on one place only I would like to go, and that place only is closed. Every time, and it would, and that was where I used to laugh. When I used to be with my guru, I used to just tell him, and he used to also laugh. He used to say, "हाँ, yes, तुम्हारे पत्रिका में महापोपट योग है. It will keep happening all the time," and it kept going on. And in 7 months, 8 months, I get a thought exactly on this particular day after work. I said, "Let's go." I used to call up my Guruji, "Can I eat this?" And then I would go. He would say, "Okay." And I was like, "Yeah, I've got a sanction now." And then that place would be closed. And I say, "Why do you keep forgetting on Mondays? It is always closed." So what has happened here? Again, it is a game, and life actually many times these desires take control of us. That is why we have to, on a more serious note, we have to take desires away. And there's no good desire, bad desire. Everything is desire only. No big desire and small desire. They say no, for want of a nail, a shoe was lost. For want of a shoe, a horse was lost. For want of a horse, a battle was lost. There is this entire, it starts with a nail, but it goes on increasing. So we have to ensure that we become free. And when we are free, that is because there's nothing else. Krishnamaya, Jagat is only Krishnamaya. The Yogeshwara's Leela is there, and we have only Ananda to experience. But the desires come as an interference. So we have to have the awakening to understand, wow, today I am being criticized for what I am supposed to be praised. What a beautiful experience for me to see. I would have never got. Many times it's easy to get, praises from people. It's easy to receive and be balanced in times of praises also, isn't it? आप कितने अच्छे हो, then a small smile comes on the face. नहीं नहीं नहीं, हम उतने अच्छे नहीं है. We say that. But एक नंबर का मूर्ख है, इतिहास में इतना बड़ा मूर्ख मैंने देखा नहीं. Somebody declares, and then our face cannot get a smile also. It gets completely disturbed, and you become. So that is the time. Chalo, critical moments are more important for us to experience the challenge of our samatha. A test of our samatha has come. Let me maintain it and watch. And Krishna gives a pat. Krishna gives a pat when we do right also. We get the anubhava of the sanidhya of Krishna in the most difficult moments. We see his presence. And there are so many ways people have experienced the presence. So let us experience that as a chance. So that is one. And the next shloka gives a more practical way of how to do this. यदा संहरते चायं कुर्मोऽङ्गानीव सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. Like a tortoise receding into the shell's safety. Over all six senses, when he claims mastery, from everything he can then withdraw himself and dwell in the awakened state of the self. Beautiful, practical aspect. It's like you're moving into the protection of a shell. A tortoise is very vulnerable. A tortoise is very vulnerable because of its slow speed. No ability to attack also. That is how we are when the forces attack us, not individuals. These forces of what we call asuric forces, or we can say at every time there is a play of forces in the kshetra. Something will come up, a situation comes up to flare our egos, to flare a particular reaction inside of us. And if we can withdraw from that, simplest way is go become withdrawn into the tortoise. Many times, I think, have we noticed that when one thing bad happens in our life, two, three other bad things also happen simultaneously? Anybody has experienced such a thing? Many times? Isn't it? अरे ये अब क्यों होना चाहिए था अभी नहीं यार, not now. And we get annoyed with the only person who can listen to us at that bad time. And we tell this, you could have done it every other time, but you did it now. That person is also under the forces. These are the forces. It's a constructive force, it's a destructive force, isn't it? At one time, how bad it was already having to fight the this entire Kauravan army was bad enough. But in that, you are seeing Pitama Bhishma also there only, and Dronacharya on the other side. How is it happening? Well, this is what it always happens. It comes in moments, and these are moments we should not bow down or bend. Instead, have the confidence that I am strong inside of my shell. The kavach of Krishna is a good shell to be in. We will not have any other aspects. And you can become what we call the master over the self by controlling your indriyas.
Is
Indriyani,
is this
indriyartheta. Yes, sir.
is this situation being talked about, the tortoise situation, that the indriyas are constantly engaging with the world, and वो जो
Yes.
engagement है, वो engagement हमने, we have to be aware of that engagement and not overdo it
The
and
danger of it.
stay more
Yes.
inward. Is that what he's
Yes.
talking about?
Yes, sir. Yes, and it is talking about liability of engagement because when you are in the shell, you are not even, there's no communication or dialogue only, isn't it? At that time.
Hmm.
Means it's like just think of a tortoise in a jungle
Hmm.
and a lion standing waiting for one leg to come out or the head to come out, something to come out. So, moment it comes out, it's going to be it's going to be eaten, isn't it?
Hmm.
So at that moment, when the attack is taking place, attack in the sense we can say is the attack of the forces takes place to disturb us from our state of consciousness.
Hmm.
That time we have to not engage even with such forces. Withdrawal, no, withdrawing into the shell.
Which is called antarmukhi. Is that the same
Yes,
thing as
yes, it
being
is
antarmukhi,
antarmukhi.
right?
It is antarmukhi.
Okay.
And that shell we can say if that shell is a kavach which we considered Krishna's kavach, all the attacks, even in a battle, it's not about attack only. There's defense also in every battle. So
Hmm.
there are moments where we have to learn to be defensive and not to react also at times.
Hmm.
It's not that you are not reacting to the situation, you are not reacting to the forces only.
Yeah.
You are not going to lose off an arm or something in an unnecessary skirmish. You don't want to lose off. So, because otherwise, how many times we've heard of ourselves or our friends said, "Abhi to ego battle ho gaya." Now this is an ego
Hmm.
battle. I cannot let it go.
Hmm. Hmm.
There it is now just a game of Rajas. Rajas is if you give a face to Rajas, you will see a evil smiling person doing like ha 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 ha. This Rajas force is entered into that person also. I am successful. It is like that. It's that infection which we are protecting us from. And the kavach of the shell is nothing but the safety of Krishna. Let the lion attack once, twice, 100 times. And the lion only will start feeling the shell is so strong. The shell is so strong that nothing can be done. It's impregnable. So that is what Krishna is saying. Then, because then you will get the awakening in that quietude, in that withdrawal of the, you are not, no more is your energy is wasted in these unnecessary interactions. You are now on your own, trying to understand, trying to realize. And then the path also gets cleared, a new direction, a new light they are brought. For that, we have to go quiet inside. Next shloka. Vishaya nivartante niraharasya dehinaha रसवर्जम रसोप्यस्य param drishtva nivartate. From sensual temptations one may strongly desist, and all attractions one may control and resist. But still the yearning may remain and persist. For the awakened ones only, even desire's root doesn't exist. It's like the bija has been burnt. Now no new growth will take place. There are some plants which will keep growing again and again and again. You take it out, take it out. Some portion survives, it again grows up. Well, only the awakened one has understood. He has got some beautiful secret, which is allowing that individual not to be taken away by temptations. Because on the level of the mind, if you still think about it, if you still desire, what is going to happen? Think of a yogi. A yogi is sacrificing a material life. Just think about it. A yogi has decided it is easier to sacrifice on the outside by actions. Yeah, no more, no more. I am not going to, and nothing, no more attachments. I have decided. I'm even sometimes when people leave a particular work and they say enough, I don't need it. But every day in their heart, they keep thinking, "Arey, I should have done that." Imagine like we saw the case of the yogi only. He decided to do a tyaga of the sansara. But somewhere in the inside, a sansaric aspect is still there inside. Then what's going to happen? But the realizations will come because of the actions, karma, karmic consequences. But the highest realization will come only when that root is also taken away, isn't it? Because I know somebody after nearly a decade, the basic question which comes to anybody will not it should not come to an advanced person who has spent a decade practicing what is this detachment. Still, that person is like, I did so much, after that I didn't get anything. What is going to happen to me afterwards? This is a question which comes to Arjuna, isn't it? When Krishna is telling him about yoga brashta and have I become brashta, this is not a question to happen for a seasoned yogi who has already walked ahead. But it still comes because somewhere on the inside, no, that proper tyaga was not done. Small desires still remained. And then some things didn't happen according to desire, so that become flares up. So it's very essential for us to become conscious. And the simplest thing is it's not like a physical removal of anything. It is just a understanding and understanding. Giving up desire is painful to everybody, isn't it? Anybody who has to give up desire, a child has to give up desire of eating chocolates. Nothing bigger than if the child is, even if it's 4 years old, if somehow somebody gives the child ability to speak the heart out, the child will write the same poetry which a teenager will write on being spurned in love, isn't it? For the chocolate being taken away from the hand. Because the desire is something which is going to trouble everybody. Only the person who is having the courage to let go, only the person who has learned. Yes, Rahul is saying something. Yes, sir.
So, about a year or two back, when
Yes, sir.
a transition happened in my life, and
Ji, sir.
at that point in time, I went deeper into sadhana and to
Mm.
reflection and
Yes, sir.
contemplation, etc.
Yes, sir.
And I felt that, I had काफी हद तक मेरे चीजें क्लियर हो गया. Lot of things
Huh.
are clear.
Okay.
बट द डिजायर्स का आप जो कह रहे हैं रूट पे, ऐसे
Huh.
सीड रूट में क्या होता है, द मोमेंट द कंडीशंस चेंज, वो फिर से आ जाता है, खड़ा हो जाता है.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
sometimes we feel that, oh, we are feeling very free and we have kind of,
Huh. Huh.
won over all these things. And then what happens is suddenly that situation will come. And wherever you used to get stuck, you will, at that point in time, it's very important to watch. And I think this
Yes.
shloka is so important
Yes,
because
sir. Yes, sir.
ऊपर से, like you're saying, weed काटना अलग बात है, but अंदर से उखाड़ना, only Bhagwan can do it for us. We can't actually do it. We
Yeah,
feel
such
we
a
have
beautiful
crossed it.
thing.
हाँ.
Yes, yes. Such a beautiful thing Rahulji has said. God only can do this, is something which we should understand and yet do gardening regularly. Because ultimately, there's like we have an herb called Nagarmutha in our Ayurvedic unit. So we need that for manufacturing. But if it catches root, no, you cannot do anything because we don't grow it or cultivate because it will take over the entire field if it is grown in any field. It grows in the wild only. So for experiment, I had put it somewhere, then it started spreading. So it became difficult. I would always, it was the same job again and again, pull it out, pull it out, pull it out, pull it out. It was like in loop, but it had to be done. And then one fine day, I don't know how it stopped. It was like God's grace only that it stopped coming out. But this aspect of removing, we should keep doing, but understand that uh, and it's beautiful how Ravalji told us it's a very great solution, isn't it? रूट ऑफ द डिजायर टू बी रिमूव्ड बाय कृष्णा सर्जरी तो वो कर रहे हैं हम क्या हम तो पेशेंट हैं हम क्यों सर्जरी के पीछे लगेंगे we will do our duty of what we can do there is what we can say rugna dharma is what we will do we are the patients who have got the affliction and from that affliction we have to get free we will follow the right principles we will follow the right aspects we will जैसे डॉक्टर से हार्ट ऑपरेशन होने वाला है शांत रहना ज्यादा सोचने का नहीं ज्यादा जैसे इमोशनल मत होना so all those vita raga bhaya krodha the same principles we will follow but the surgery and everything let the divine do it because it will be removed of the root and then you will be surprised You'll be surprised.
Gardening,
And why will
gardening.
Krishna, one moment, just one moment, Rakiji. Why will Krishna remove it from the root? Then because Krishna will then make you ready for a different level of action only. For that, first basic aspect is removal from the root. Yes, Ji. Yes, ma'am. Yes, please, ma'am. Rakiji, you were saying something?
I just wanted to say that, as you said, gardening तो करती रहने पड़ेगी.
Yes.
Also because God helps those who help themselves. So
Yeah,
if we
true,
are
true.
not helping ourselves, then God will also
Yes,
not be able to help us.
yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. So let's continue. How does 61st shloka gives a solution to us? तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्तासीत मत्परः विषेहि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. Matparaha, simple way of overcoming. Focus, let your Kendra be Krishna. All desires will just fall off like that. Capable of controlling the senses is only he who focuses and meditates upon me. For when the sensual distractions one overcomes, his intelligence awakened and illumined becomes. Who is that who is capable of controlling the senses? Capable of controlling the indriyas? Only that person who is offered to the divine, Mat Paraha. Because when all these distractions are overcome, then only the intelligence becomes awakened and that person gets that illumination. Just a simple nature's metamorphosis of transformation of a caterpillar to a butterfly. Just look at it. How does the first stage of the caterpillar? It's all rajasic consumption, only, isn't it? Continuously take. But sometimes it's required. For the caterpillar, it's required. Initial stages, many persons' lives also, initially there's more of rajas. And then they start, when they have had all their fill, then it becomes what we call, they enter into the shell like that of a pupa of a butterfly. And inside the transformation takes place. Wherefore, that it is very essential if we want to get into the next stage of consciousness in our life, we will have to, you know, withdraw. But then how do we withdraw and work on ourselves? Because if you have now disconnected from the outside, you're disconnected from these attachments. Your mind only is not sthira. What is going to happen? Imagine stage of the caterpillar becoming a butterfly, but the pupa stage. If the mind only is horrible and you are stuck inside of the pupa, will that not be a torture? If there's a functioning mind, I have now decided. Earlier, at least people have connections with people, they are able to have dialogues and understand sometimes. But when you have now cut off for some reason and you are not steady in the mind, it will create psychosis only, isn't it? Inside of the head. So it's very simple. It is very simple. If we offer to Krishna, our Kendra, no, is Krishna. Do something which connects us with Krishna, which takes us closer to Krishna, something which we like. That is very beautiful because Krishna says only when you focus on Krishna, you will, if you are having worries, say, you just write down on a paper what is your anxiety. Somebody will say it is what is going to happen to me in the future. I'm going to be all alone. What is going to happen to my future? This is a question somebody I know close to me asked me. The question to ask is Krishna going to forsake you in future? Has Krishna forsaken you before? The answer was no. Is he forsaking you now? No. Then how are you so confident that he will forsake you in future? There's no reason to have such a doubt. So it is again because somewhere it is a disconnection. So, but when you focus on the divine, when you focus on the divine, it is very simple. It is very simple, at least for, we can say, at least it helps you heal also. You don't have to worry so much. And then what happens? Then you can get, when, because the mind has to be controlled. These desires have to be overcome. And why is Krishna asking all of this? Because Krishna wants Arjuna to be the best dhyana yogi in the world. No, Krishna is giving the knowledge of the Gita to Arjuna so that he becomes the great Yodha and manifests Krishna's will, or upholds dharma. to bring about transformation in the world. For that, he is asking. It is for not for withdrawal from the world, it's for transforming the world that he's giving this wisdom. And you get that, and for that transformation of world, you don't need ordinary knowledge. Individual knowledge is of no use because the world is too big and too vast. Here, divine Kshetrajna's wisdom is needed. To receive Kshetrajna's wisdom, you'll have to raise your consciousness, you'll have to raise yourself higher, and for that, you have to focus on the divine and control your senses. 62, 63, 64, and 65. This is a very nice movement of what happens when you don't. Krishna tells you, "Chalo, theek hai." Somebody says, "No, Krishna, I can't give up desire. I'll hold on to my desire. I can't give up attachment. I'll hold on to attachment." Krishna does not even bother replying. He's quiet. You see, in the first adhyaya, if you recollect, Arjuna was going on and on and on, and Krishna is just quiet. No reaction also. Finally, when Arjuna gets very disturbed, we see Prasanniva Bharata. He is giving a smile. Acha, okay. And then he begins. So let us see what he talks about these attachments. ध्यायते विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषूपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते. Those intellectuals who over subjects contemplate, attached to those subjects, lost they become. And in their attachment, they are by desire overcome, and by desires within themselves, anger they generate. So we have, I think, three more shlokas till 65. I think it will take another 10 minutes. Can we continue, or would you like to take it for the next week? It is time, I think. If I can continue, I have time today. Anybody? Can we continue now with the shlokas?
Yes.
Yes, please. All right, Ji. All right, Ji. Thank you. Just a few more. So this is the way how the attachments function. Those intellectuals who over subjects contemplate, attached to those subjects, lost they become. And in their attachment, they are by desire overcome, and by desires within themselves, anger they generate. We'll look at the next shloka and then look at these two because they are connected very much. Krodhat bhavati sammohaha sammohat smriti vibhramaha smriti bhranshat buddhi nasho buddhi nashat pranashyati. And in anger, they become hoodwinked by delusion. In delusion, their memory only gets clouded. In this forgetfulness, their wisdom is destroyed, and this loss of wisdom furthers their annihilation. So, this is the danger of attachment. If you don't let go of attachments, the attachments will consume you, and the attachments will destroy you. This sounds very harsh, but this is a very true reality and true nature of attachment. That is why everywhere Krishna keeps talking about getting free. It is a protection for us because the attachment will destroy us. Yes, and these attachments can, if you see in the 15th Adhyaya, Krishna says, I mean, in the Adhyaya of the Ashwatha tree, he says these attachments can bind a person forever. And then he says, detachment is like a shastra. Asanga shastrena drudena chitva. You have to take that weapon and cut these bandhanas. Why? This is the shloka which tells us why it
Which
is mandatory.
which shloka is this where you have to take it and cut it? What is that
One
called?
moment, sir. If I'll just get it. I have a feeling it's in the 15th adhyay, if I am not mistaken. The Ashwatha tree, no? The inverted Ashwatha tree. Yeah, it is that adhyay only. If you see a third shloka of the 15th adhyay, sir. Ashwatthamenam suvirudha moolam asanga shastrena zirdena chetva. The roots otherwise bind a person in Maya forever. Let's continue here. So Krishna says, the intellectuals, whoever subjects contemplate. So I like something. Then I start thinking about something. But then I keep thinking about that only and get lost. In the attachment, what happens? Desire. By desire, they are overcome. And by desires within themselves, anger they generate. So, getting lost in thoughts, we all know that, isn't it? How many of us get lost in thoughts? Yes, getting lost in thoughts. Is this something
कम
which
होता है अभी, लेकिन ज्यादा देर तक नहीं होता है, बट होता है फिर भी.
hota hai, no, sir? It is a nature, no? When I grew up in a campus, there was a statue of thinker. I was very small. I went and asked my father, why is he not wearing any clothes? Because that thinker statue is a statue of some Greek model sitting and thinking only. So my father had told me this story that he is thinking, and he was thinking only all the time. So somebody came and took his clothes. He still continued to think, why have they taken my clothes away? And so he's still sitting there and thinking. And I really felt that was a story which was a true story when I was too young and too little. But this happens to us. The thoughts completely take us over. We get lost in that. This is a danger of getting lost because when we are lost, we are away from Krishna. We are only inside ourselves. So even subjects which you like, subjects which you care about, those subjects also sometimes make you attached and you get lost in those thoughts. And in those thoughts, you are then filled with desires, desires which will take you away from the ground reality, desires which will not allow you to see what is with you, desires which will make you further away from the truth. And then those desires don't get fulfilled as usual. No desire totally gets fulfilled. One desire leads to another. This is the chain. So when the desire is not fulfilled, you are driven by anger. Again, what happens when anger? Krodhat bhavati sammoha. In anger, you get mohit in your anger only. This is not right. I don't like this or this too much. This person behaved. I will now show that person a lesson. The sammoha, though you have got hoodwinked by it. Then smriti is gone. You forget your moments. You forget your memory. You forget. Arjuna forgot, no? Who he was. He forgot he was a warrior. So this Smriti Bhramsha happens. This forgetfulness leads to destruction of wisdom. And because wisdom is
What is Smriti Bhamsha?
Smriti Bhramsha, sir. Smriti is a memory, no? Smriti is our memory. Or say, I remember one staff who kept making mistakes. That staff had asked me for permission for holiday on a particular day. I had said okay, but that was something which was very important for the staff to get a holiday that day. And I, in my anger of correcting that person, I forgot what was the exact reason. So when I asked after 2, 3 days, where is this staff? Why is she not present? When somebody told me, I realized okay, that was a very personal leave that was sought, and I am forgetting it. How did I forget? Because I was angry. Many times when we are angry, we don't remember, isn't it? Anger leads to Smriti Bhransha.
Great example. Great example.
Yes, sir. Ji, sir. And the beautiful aspect, Smriti is a very nice memory of the highest knowledge also. We have forgotten, we have got what we call Vismriti, that is why we have forgotten our divine origin. We have forgotten that. That's why Upanishads say, Kruto smara, Krutim smara. Remember, remember, remember. Remember your origin, remember your connection with the divine. But our connection with the divine is forgotten when we are angry. We are no more ourselves. That's why you have to become calm. Calm and think. Don't like something, go become calm, don't get angry. After you realize something, you can stay neutral, you can stay withdrawn, all that is fine. But it is important to realize. In this forgetfulness, then Smriti Vransha, memory is gone, Buddhi is of no use. Buddhi is also gone, individual is destroyed. That is what happens, that is complete destruction. So we see the greatest liability why Krishna is saying not only for moving ahead on the spiritual path, for not getting destroyed in this bhuloka, because we are in a nashwar sharira. We are in a world which has so many. We are what we call part of the kshara vishwa, isn't it? So think destruction is a part of life. We can preserve ourselves better. We will not get destroyed if we don't unnecessarily invite all these anger or just, or in the simplest state, attachment. Attachment will destroy me, destroy my relationship, destroy my astitva, destroy my existence, and destroy completely my connection with Krishna. So this is a great liability which we do not want. At least for that reason, we can let go of the attachments. Let's continue further. Two more shlokas we have to see. So we stop with 65th. Let us see the 64th shloka now. रागद्वेष विमुक्तैस्तु विषयेन्द्रियैश्चरन् वियुक्तैस्तु आत्मवश्यैः विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति. When one bereft of hatred and desire lives, and no authority to his senses he gives, that champion who reigns in attraction is blessed with the awakened self-satisfaction. Without hatred and desire, when you are going to live, and no authority you are giving to the senses. This is a champion. He is what we call Jitendra, the champion who has reigned in the Indriyas. That person receives what we call a prasada. Prasada from whom? Prasada from Krishna. That is the awakening that is received by that individual. One small memory
Indriyas
comes
now.
to mind. Yes, sir?
He's coming back to Indriyas now.
Yes, 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 sir, yes, sir. And a small memory comes to me when I was young. Say I was in my high school. No? That time in school, you were too held up with the assignments and submissions, and I had this habit of going to play every day for badminton. So that everything always in a rush, no time for anything. But my grandfather would have this habit of Rama Raksha Stotra, which we have to sit, everybody in the house, father, mother, no matter who is busy, everybody has to come and sit. Now, this mind is very chanchala at that state, not willing to sit only. So we had some very interesting thing. It was the attachment to the prasada that made us go and sit. He would give those candied sugar. So for that candied sugar, initial stages, it was at least for the prasada. That okay, we will get it in the end. And it was a very nice feeling to get it from grandfather, who was generally very strict in his face. But that time while giving, he gave a very good smile. So that was something which was an attraction. That started, but in the process, slowly this aspect of we started enjoying the Ramaraksha, also becoming more conscious. So we move ahead. Sometimes it is very nice to also see the Krishna is saying this prasada is there in front. It will come to you in the end. And what is that prasada? That prasada is the awakening of the self. Imagine we realizing that the hero we were waiting for in our life is actually us only. And that awakening comes, that realization that yes, I have the strength inside of me to stand. I am the one who is going to connect me to Krishna. I am the one, that realization coming, the awakening of the self. That would be a beautiful one. And that will come only when you are free from hatred. No jealousy is going to come, no desire, or as Rauji said, back to the previous slokas again. Reread that. It's like a loop, reiteration. Go back there. Vitaraga, Bhaya, Krodha. So no fear also. Fear also will not come in. All of these not are not there. That time you will feel trupta, you will feel santushta, you will feel one with Krishna, and you get that prasada. What is that prasada? That is the shloka number 65. We stop here. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate prasanna chetasa hyashu buddhihi paryavatishthate. Unhappiness in all its forms ends, and all sorrows away this blessing sends. Filling the seeker's mind with ethereal joys, he attains the perfect wisdom's voice. So, this is the prasada. Not one sadness or two sadness, all sorrows are sent away by this blessing. Unhappiness in every form disappears from the life. What remains then? Only Ananda. And these are ethereal joys. These joys are not something which can come just from some material bhogas. That joy is the ananda which is attained in the great poise and wisdom of the awakened yogi or the seeker. So I think with this we conclude this 65th shloka. So this, yes, sir, Rahul is saying something?
No, I said beautiful session. Thank you so much
Thank you,
for
sir. You
opening
suggested
this for
you
us.
were the Sutradhar today by making us connect to these shlokas, and Anjali ji initiated it. So yes, see. So if anything else is there, we want to relook at it, or if we can, in summary of what can somebody summarize something what we saw today? Just a few points, and we close with the Shanti mantra.
I think what Bhagwan is talking, the definition of Sthit Prajna, those 4, 5 shlokas are really the essence, how we have to live life. And in very practical ways, you have explained. So I will do even more Manan now.
Ji, sir.
Yes, but it's very, very beautiful because that's really the crux. I feel this is really the crux. Sukhe dukhe same kritva, same thing he's talking. Multiple sides,
Yes.
he's talking the same thing. That
Yes,
in
sir.
these opposites, can we be in samta? Uh, those things.
Yes,
So
yes,
this
sir.
is what I'm carrying today.
Yes, sure, sir. And Rahulji, whenever you feel, you can also share your audio of any Manan which you do, no, sir? It will be very useful for everybody. If you see in the Delight family, we are all taking delight in rasa of others' experiences. So it will be fun to share.
Sure, sure.
Yes, please. Yes, Anjali ji. Yes, ma'am.
My takeaway in today's class is the two answers to my question. To the first part of my question, it is upholding one's duty, and the
Yeah.
others following the Krishna Dharma, and how you need to sublimate your desires to raise
Ji,
your consciousness,
ji, ji.
and how a sadhak does not suffer.
Yes, yes.
And
And
the
if we
best
have
line,
tears, yeah, if we have tears, we must understand that we don't have to be harsh, but we can understand कि अभी भी कुछ तो surgery बाकी है. Krishna
yes,
is doing his surgery, and that's why I'm having the tears right now. But slowly, I will also come out of it. We should be confident of that and have trust in the process and trust in the what we can say the surgeon who is doing it.
as sometimes as patients, there are patients who insist that a particular doctor does a surgery because they have so much faith in that doctor.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
not so fortunate because our surgeon is none other than Krishna himself.
Yes. 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 See.
And this line also, something that probably I think that the catchiest of the one in the entire session was "Hum to ho gaya badnaam Hari naam se."
Hari Ram. Ji. 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 Yes. Yes. Nothing
And
to
what
worry
was so,
actually.
and what was most liberating was in today's class. What I found very liberating was when you're in love with Krishna and
Yeah.
your desires are all for Krishna. Then I think there is no room for any discontentment or unhappiness or
Yeah.
anything, and you
Absolutely.
don't worry about unrequited love or even love from your spouse or your children or your
Yeah,
family
it
members.
cannot be returned. It cannot be returned.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this love, I think, is perfect. Then that
Yes.
solves everything, all problems.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
wearing the kavach of Krishna will
Yes.
protect you from everything. The shell of the tortoise, like how you
Yes.
recoil into the
Ji. So
shell of the
wonderfully said.
tortoise.
Yes.
Yes,
Ji.
the kavach of Krishna
Absolutely.
will protect you from everything.
Ji.
So
Thank you,
thank
Ji.
you, Sushma.
Thank you so much, Ji. Hari Om Ji.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to ask you, Sushrit, there is some session happening on Wednesday also, and this is happening on Saturday.
Huh. Yes, sir.
What's the difference between
The
the two? Is
difference.
it? And are we
Filtered and
continuing with both?
Yes, that is both are being continued. Wednesday is just because sometimes individuals have some personal questions. Like last, they were asking some questions against an organization only. Then we had to then explain that you don't have to go against an organization because of the experience of certain individuals. But some private conversations cannot be recorded. No? So that is all. Otherwise, it's just the same. But
Rahulji,
we try to look at the Gita. But most of I think only one session is over, so I can't generalize how they are going to proceed. But there is no specific rule for how it has to proceed. Any question which can be off the cuff,
Rahulji,
informal.
Rahulji, one is filtered, the other is unfiltered. That's the basic difference.
Okay, okay.
Both are coffee only, filter coffee or the other decoction. Yes, जी. All right. जी. Okay, जी. हरिओम. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः. सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः. सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु. मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. हरिओम तत्सत्. कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. हरिओम. पुनर्मिलामः. नमस्कार. हैप्पी
हरिओम सर।
वीकेंड. हरिओम जी.
Thank you.
नमस्कार सर.